Hi, this is Bonnie with TLC Inspirations, and today I thought it would be fun to do some hand embroidery on a greeting card. So I've gathered my materials here, some thread and a template, a ruler, tacky glue, and a piercing pen. Embroidering on paper is a little different than fabric, and so you'll need a template like what's shown here, or you can create your own template from an image. I got this one from stitchingcards.com, and it has the instructions on how to pierce the design and how to stitch out the flowers. And so I've got my template cut out, and I have a regular blank greeting card, kind of a confetti cardstock that I'm going to use for my card. And I've got my piercing point pen here, just a basic fine point. You could actually use a needle or a pin. I just found the tool would be a piercing tool would be a lot easier to use. And then you're going to pierce all along the dotted lines, and you'll have the design pierced out on the card and ready to stitch. So you'll also want to have a piercing mat or something that you can pierce into. A piece of cardboard. I'm using several layers of felt. Cork would work. And then you're also going to want an extra piece of some type of cardstock. I have just kind of a glittered white piece because that's going to go on the inside of your card, which would be the back side of your embroidery to cover up all your tails and little ends that we need to tape in place. So let's get started and get our cardstock and our template and get ready to start piercing our design. Okay, so now I've got my template measured out where I want it, and I've used an easy to remove paper tape to tape it and secure it both on the top and the bottom while I'm doing my piercing to hold it in place. Now we're going to want to start somewhere where you're not going to get lost, either at the bottom or the top of your design, and and then just work your way up until the whole design is pierced out. So I'm going to start at the bottom and just start piercing the holes one at a time. Make sure you go all the way through. I will mention here that if you're going to use a fine thread, which I'm going to be using actually a sewing machine embroidery thread, metallic thread, and so that's one of the reasons I wanted a fine point. The finer your thread, the more your holes will show, so you want to keep your holes as small as you can, and you also want to use a small needle, like a 12 sharp. If you want to use a regular hand embroidery floss, then the size of the holes, they're going to be covered up more with a thicker thread. I would suggest, probably like 3 strands of embroidery floss, maybe 2, depending on how bold you want your design. I want my design to be kind of delicate. So this is what we have after doing our piercing. You can see how the design is pierced out. This is the thread and the needle that I'll be using to start my stitching. You'll want to, on the back side, tape your tail. And then now this is the directions tell you how to do the flowers. So you basically come up at the top and down at the bottom. And then you're going to come up on the right hand side, and you're going to go back down on the bottom left. So you're basically working your way around the circle by you're working your way down on the right side, and you're working your way up on the left side. So down on the right and up on the left, just in the next space as you work your way around. As you can see how this is working out. All of these designs on on this card are pretty much all done in circles. Just like I showed you, you've got the one in the middle and then all the little ones around it. The leaves are also done the very same way, from top to bottom, and then to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, and back and forth until you've worked yourself all the way around in creating this effect. Now this is just for this specific card. Here's an example of starting the leaf. This is like an X, and you keep on working your way around. Now for the stem stitch, I have a video on our YouTube channel on how to do the stem stitch. But you'll count, from the bottom of your last stitch to the third hole down. And then you're going to come up on the one that you skipped with the loop of your thread off to the left. And that's a stem stitch. Again, you can refer to the stem stitch and how it's done on our YouTube channel. So all the stemming on this card is done with the stem stitch. And this is my card front all completed, and I've got my piece of cardstock that I cut out the same size as my card front, and I'm going to use it to cover the inside of the card where the back side of my embroidery is. So you want to use a glue that's not going to clump, and spread it on evenly and attach that to the inside of the card. Now for your writing in your card, you can do embroidery, you can do stamping, you can do handwriting, you can do just about anything that you want. You could have printed it out ahead of time before doing the stitching on your printer, but this is how you embroider a greeting card. It's a little time consuming, but it's a lot of fun and well worth it, and great idea for weddings, Christmas, birthdays, Easter, almost any occasion. Thank you cards. So, like I said, you can do the inside however you like. You can even do a separate piece of cardstock, embroider something on it and then glue it to the inside as well. So have fun and use your creativity on that. There's our blank card, and I hope that you've had fun with this tutorial and that you have enjoyed it, and I thank you very much for watching.